live in three, two, and hello, everybody. Welcome to Entropy Emporium. Thanks for coming to hang out with us tonight. We love that you've chosen to spend your evening here with us playing Public Access. Before we jump into the actual game itself, a couple of housekeeping things. First of all, today and every day for the foreseeable future, and very important, money for the Palestine Children's Relief. I'm about to chat. But pay attention to what's going on around you. It did not start off with decades. And so, what's going on around you, if you do not have the funds to donate yourself, we completely understand. Spread the word. All the people aware that we are doing our part to raise awareness and support as best we can. The thing that I want to take a second to just point out, we have a Discord server. You are more than welcome to come but we have been able to organize some strong community resources and community support through our Discord. I think that's an excellent resource for it. So definitely come and hang out with us and how we can support you, because that's what we're here to do. I'd like to hand it over to my cast now. Cast, if I can get you to introduce yourself, tell us who you are, who you're playing. Last episode, if you guys weren't here with the presentation with the big man, one of us has a gun now, and it's not the big man. It's a very strange turn of events. So, Cast, how your character is feeling having sprinted away from the toilet, back to the lobby, gathering, kind of catching your breath, taking a second to breathe. So, as you go around and introduce yourself, give us a little bit of insight into how your character is feeling. Before I do that, I was forgetting to please do so. Please take care of yourselves. Behind the scenes, there are plenty of other things. Jake, I'm going to need you to read that message and send it to me a different way, because I don't know what that means. Okay. Oh, let's see what the message means. Oh no. I don't know how to fix that either. 1 second. Sorry. Guys, I'm sorry. No. I don't know what it means. Tell me something.
It can't on sleepy bow.
It's very validating.
Bro's cooked. For real.
What?
No, yeah, I said bro's cooked for real.
Oh, okay.
That's you. You're bro.
Cass, do I sound weird?
Yeah.
Can somebody else in the chat let us know? Okay, great. I'm gonna have to figure this out. We're gonna see how this goes. So hang out. We'll be right back, hopefully with better audio. Apparently it's been fixed because William understands OBS better than I do. So my apologies. Chat, let us know if we still sound wonky. I like that it was adding to the atmosphere, but I don't want to make anybody listen to my Vorbot voice. Okay, cool. Success. Shout out to Schoolium. This is the only time I'm going to be nice to you. I was rambling about something beforehand. Oh, we were talking about being cooked. Anyway, now that I understand that our audio is okay, it's still cooked, but apparently it's a good thing this time around.
Should we do it again, Sam, since the audio was cooked?
No,
Yeah, let's take it from the top.
Let's
Yeah,
take
let's
it from the
just go-
top.
just take
Thanks,
it from the top.
guys. Y'all, it's been a long
we
day.
did
My
have
apologies.
the subtitles going.
We did have
Yeah.
subtitles going. I will re-highlight the important things being that we are, for now, for the foreseeable future, raising money for the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. Again, pay attention to what is going on in the world around you. Free Palestine, free Congo, free Sudan. Oppression is actively happening, and we have to do our part to be able to fight against it, whether that's donating your money, your voice, your resources, anything that you can to donate to the cause. We encourage you to do so. Here at Entropy Emporium, we stand for free Palestine. None of us are free until we're all free. The other thing being that we do have a Discord. If you want to come and hang out, check out what we do. Just come and join the vibes, yell about something. I don't know. It is what it is. We're just hanging out. It's a good time, I promise. We just like to hang out and do things together. It's fine.
We're currently collecting dads. If you would like to.
Yes, there are a strange number of dads who are not actual fathers. I don't think any of them are actual fathers. Maybe one. What do I know? It's not my business.
We gain fathers for every father issue present in the server. So
here we go. That's a lot of fathers.
I'll never tell.
It's not my business if you have a child, William. That's all you. On that note, I'm going to hand it over to my cast now to let us know who you are, who you're playing tonight, and how they are feeling. A quick recap from the last episode in case you weren't able to come and hang out with us. We ended last episode with a really big confrontation with the big man. Somebody has a gun. Somebody was throwing things. Sir Barkington made an appearance. There was just a whole lot going on at the end of last episode. So, Cast, you have just finished your run away from the big man. The last thing that you heard him say was, "Oh, look, a snack," as you were all running away, having left the cellist laying on the ground in the fetal position. We'll see what happens. Maybe that's not what the big man was referring to. There were the bloody oranges, so could have been the bloody oranges that he was talking about. But yes, we'll hand it around in overlay order. So we will start with Nikki.
Hello there, I am Nick, and I'm playing Sal Song, our wannabe Nancy Drew sleuth, and how she's feeling right now after, having a gun pointed in her face and almost got shoved into a pit trap at some point last session, and now having left someone for dead. I'll say for the person, I think if she realized that the person was there, she would turn around. I'll say she realized it too late. And now she's like feeling a little bit of guilt and the adrenaline that happened, from having a gun pointed in her face. And she's just wondering what the hell is going on. Like, they've gotten quite a number of clues already, and she's not really able to piece them together yet. And so she's mostly confused and just wondering what the hell is going on right now. And did they just leave, did her group just leave an innocent person to die?
Lots of emotions that Sally is feeling at the moment. She's got a whole mix of them going on right now. We'll hand it over to Alex.
Hey, my name's Alex. I use they, them pronouns. I am that one dead pixel most places on the internet. And I play Ash. Ash is the I'm too emo for my face / none more goth style person in this friend group. And also the person who has all of the electronics. Ash is feeling like they've been chased by a supernatural creature, because they were, after causing a distraction with putting two electronics together to create a terrible noise, and running away. They probably are figuring out that they left somebody behind after hearing the "oh, look, a snack," and just having this overwhelming sense of dread that, oh god, it's happening again. since they come from the background of their parents were in a cult. So
It's
yeah, fun
casual. It's
times.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
they're
bring up
fine.
super chill memories around here.
Yeah,
That's what we're all about, right? Is reliving the good
yeah.
times. And there we'll hand it over to Lily.
Hi, I am Lily. I have a lot of tags in different places, and I will probably say them all in the outro. So I hope you guys stick around until the very end to hear where I am. But if I'm in chat tonight, I will be Lescribe, and my pronouns are she, they. I am playing Sela, whose pronouns are also she, they. Sela Hardwood is an heiress to a furniture building company. Um, it is furniture for the discerning uh, person is their tag or something like that. But she is former cheer leader, cheer captain, prom court sort of person who now kind of has discovered that maybe she might have a bit of an empty, hollow life. And, um, the perfect like matching outfit with shoes and designer purse might not actually solve all personal problems. She spent a lot of introspective time in a deprivation tank. So this is where all these thoughts are coming from. But she has also sprayed a monster in the face with her glitter perfume, and missed out on some weird guest activity that I think it was Alex that Ash that spotted. I will get it one time. I will
Look,
say the
it's
right name
fine.
first. And yes, Sela also has her Chihuahua and um, I don't know, some other small barky dog mix. Um, uh, I think I said Chihuahua and Poodle, which seems like a very weird combination, but that is the dog that Sela wanted. So that is the dog that Sela got, Mr. Sir Barkington.
Wonderful. Thank you. And we'll toss it over to Will.
Hello. Hi, my name is Will. I use he, him pronouns, and tonight I'll be playing Jason McEwen, aka Jace Max, with 2 X's, not 3. Your favorite high school burnout turned professional skateboarder turned professional wrestler turned Hollywood stuntman. And I've got a gun.
No thoughts, only gun. That's not going to be a problem for me at all.
How did we get here? Instead of calling it Chekhov's gun, can we now just call it Jace's gun?
Mhm.
Absolutely call it
Jace's
Jason's
gun.
gun.
Yeah, which means that someone will get shot 50-50 that it's Jace.
It's true.
Could be anyone.
And of course, that leaves me. My name is Kian. My pronouns are they, he, and I play everybody else that my cast does not get to play, including the big man, who's probably one of my favorite NPCs that I've ever gotten to embody. So, Jace got a gun at the end of the last episode as a very fancy display of parkour and stuntmanship, sliding across the table and snatching the gun from the big man. Because what does the move call for with sass and pizzazz or something like that?
What Nintendo don't.
But what does it require you do it? You have to do it with like
Oh, I have to do it with like flair style, I think is
flair
what it
style.
says.
I'm gonna say sass and pizzazz. I think that sounded better.
Sass and pizzazz
I like
is
that,
more
yeah.
Yeah.
better.
Pizzazz.
Sass and pizzazz.
But yes, through what Nintendo don't, Jace got a gun, which is really exciting. So, cast, you are all together in this lobby. Catching your breath, taking a quick second, you do not see any other hotel employees around you in the immediate vicinity. As you all kind of collect yourselves from having that interaction with the big man. I will leave it to all of you.
I think Ash is just gonna look at everybody, panting and go, okay, so everybody's now seen the dude, the supernatural weird guy, and I think he's eating people.
If he is supernatural, why does he need the gun?
Well,
I
we're
don't know
not
how else.
supernatural. He would just.
I don't really believe in the
seem to shoot,
supernatural.
right?
Okay, so then
I
they
would have
just
said the same thing, Jace, before we got here, but did you see that guy's neck and how his head just came toward me?
yeah.
Listen, I've seen some people's bodies do some things that bodies were not meant to do.
Did they
all I'm
survive
saying.
doing those things?
Sometimes, not every time.
Look, whatever that was, it may be eating people. Something weird's happening here, and we're running out of time to stop this.
I mean,
To
I
stop this
definitely
ritual.
think that people are maybe being dissected or dismembered. Did you anybody else kind of see how there was actual blood in that orange that I had? And
There
then,
was blood.
Coming, the orange had blood infused inside of it. It was dripping out.
Well, it's a blood orange.
But
that's not what that
usually
means,
just
Jace.
describes the color of the orange, not there's
Okay.
not usually actual blood.
Sorry, I've never eaten a blood orange. It sounded gross.
You know what?
I mean,
It's not wrong. Okay.
and we've had the intestines, and then it just feels like there's just a lot of different body parts kind of floating around this place.
A lot of body parts and a lot of music.
Right.
Didn't that cellist mention that, or not the cellist, but the housekeeper? Didn't he mention that we can go outside of this place? There's a record shop nearby.
Yes, but I don't know how that'll help us now.
A lot of this stuff has to deal with music, and I'm just wondering if maybe we'll find a clue.
Isn't it closed though?
Yeah. Also, do you really think we can just walk out of here?
I don't know, but I desperately want to try walking out of here right now. And above table, I think that, yeah, we went to sleep, and then we woke up the next morning and we went to the conservatory in the morning. We had coffee. So it is during the day.
Correct. It is daytime.
Cool. So hopefully they're open.
Know the operating hours of the record store? There's some weird stuff going on here. It could be that they're only open at night, for vampires or something.
I don't know. I kind of just want to get out of the building. I want to see if they'll let us leave.
Okay, Ash, you walk out first, and the rest of us will follow you if you make it out the door.
I should probably walk out first. I mean, I've got the gun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. I'm gonna go with that. I think that's a better option.
Jace, are you walking out the front door?
Yeah. Yes.
It's like,
Do you
maybe
carry
you
a
should
gun like
hide
that?
it.
It's not gonna do me any good if I put it away.
Well, how about we just hide it unless danger presents itself.
Can I grab like a styrofoam coffee cup off of like the concierge bar
Yeah.
and just put it over the gun?
You can.
Okay, cool.
Oh my
This is my
God.
6-shot espresso.
Sela like takes out like this like silver thin silver necklace that has the dog whistle and the sharp crystal strung on it, and it's just like, that's all I got.
It's okay. Look, I think we can. If they'll just let us leave, at least then we'll know that we can make a break for it. But let's all just be like, we're going to the record store, unless somebody here wants to check something else out, because we are desperately running out of time. And
It's like a little side trip to the record store. While we enjoy the spa, we'll definitely be back.
Jace is walking out the front door. Is anybody else going with Jace at this time?
I'm following behind him.
Okay. Jace, you walk out the front door. You see Halston, the general manager of the property, standing there, turns, smiles at you, glances pointedly at the gun not discreetly hidden in a styrofoam cup.
I say, we're going to the record store. Don't try to stop us.
Halston looks very put off. The record store. Why on earth are you going to the record store?
and I'm just gonna step around and go, look, we've while we're here, we just thought maybe, hey, we'll check out this record store and get some soothing music to maybe like listen to. I'm sure they have some Enya.
You won't find anything soothing at that record store, let me tell you. But if you insist, and Halston kind of points in one direction, gestures toward this square, mostly aluminum exterior building, quite large. You can tell that that is a source of music. There is heavy bass coming through from that building.
So it's open.
Are there any screams?
None that you can hear right now.
Okay.
The screams have gone quiet.
I will enter the record store, since it seems like it's a normal place of business currently.
Wait. I'll go first.
Put the gun away, there's people inside there.
He's away.
While everybody's starting to go, I'm just gonna look at House and be like, why are you so against the record store? What's wrong with it?
Well, you can hear the trash that they're playing, and it's constantly disturbing our guests, and I don't know why everybody is so interested in going there.
I think it's just because it's the only other thing around.
There's plenty to do here. This is pointedly the most worked up you've ever seen Halston be. I know you've only known this man for 2 days, but this man does not get worked up by things except about this record store.
So the thing is that like the stuff here, we just kind of keep getting interrupted with like weird horror movie type like intrusions. So, just take a little break. That's all we want to do, is just take a little bit of a break from that and go listen to some music.
Again, if you insist, the record store is right over there.
Got it. Thanks, Halston. I appreciate it, and I'm just gonna like touch Sela's arm and try to guide them towards the record store. Just be like, just keep walking, just keep walking.
arrive at this record store, again, it is a record store and audio equipment shop. Um, Hence why there is currently very loud music playing. You would assume that this is probably displaying some of the equipment that is available. Um, they boast some very interesting equipment and very interesting music here. As you're walking in, you see a sign that says, it's got a picture of a record, some Elvis record, and it says threaded with his hair. Things like that that imply that there's some very unique, one of a kind equipment, records, audio here that you could never listen to anywhere else. Sally, since you were the first person in there, I'll ask you the paint the scene question. What newly arrived audio product seems more like a mystical relic than electronic placebo?
So something that is old.
Seems like it. Seems like it would be some kind of a relic rather than something that you would use to play music.
Oh. Oh, this is a tough one. I don't go into a record store enough to know most of these things. I think I'll look towards like one side, and they have like those old school. I think they call it stenograph or something. The one with the giant horn on top.
Phonograph, yeah.
Phonograph.
Yeah. Close it. I don't know what a stenograph is then.
That's the thing that you use to type.
Okay, you know what? It says an
Yeah.
ancient relic that doesn't have to be. We'll say there's an ancient typewriter over there, just
Yeah,
sitting
yeah.
at one corner. It has like a glass over it that is covered, and it has like a placard that says, I don't know, like the very same typewriter used by Charles Dickens or something. It made no sense for it to be in a record store, but it's there anyway.
Hell yeah. You see in one corner this typewriter claiming to be of Charles Dickens fame. Seems to be hooked up to an amp that is playing some sort of very weird, just unnerving, non what am I trying to say? Like out of rhythm beat just over and over again, but it's not very consistent in the way that it is playing it. It's almost like the record is being skipped and just continues to be skipped. But the only person who's in the shop owner, does not seem concerned that this is happening in this way. It seems like this is exactly what is intended to be happening. But yes, you arrive there at this record shop and audio equipment shop. What do you guys do?
So is just the owner. There's no other customers.
Right now, you're only seeing somebody behind the counter wearing a tie-dye shirt, a headband, long gray beard, long salt and pepper hair.
I'm just gonna look at the others and go, distract them. I'm gonna go snoop around, and then so I was just gonna.
Okay, Sally is going to go snoop. What are the rest of you doing?
I think Sila's gonna break off as well and like look around. Like, is this set up like how music stores used to be, where it was like categorized? So you like different types of music in different sections, and like maybe I might be showing my age, but at music stores you used to be able to like go into like listening booths and sample the music while you were in the store.
Hell yeah, just because it's cool as shit. We'll say there are a couple of music listening booths.
Okay.
And it's organized by genre and from there by artist.
Yeah, I think Sila's just gonna kind of like sort of randomly just like in the like stop on like a record and pull it out. What does she pull out?
Oh god. William, what record?
I mean, Zeppelin.
There we go.
Great.
I am not a music person, so
Okay.
I don't want to look. You asked me to pick a random song, and I'm just gonna really do this to myself live on the internet. But 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna tell you a One Direction song because that's usually what's on the brain. So I didn't want to subject you to One Direction in this made up 2004 world. So William, you will be my go-to music person for the
Damn,
remainder of this scene.
I think
that's cooked, Ian.
You know what? Thank you.
Fully cooked. Well done, even.
Yes.
Control
If
what this
if
means.
anybody else could see, there's like maybe a tiny smile on Sela's face. Surprisingly, she likes Led Zeppelin. So she's going to take the record into the listening booth.
Hell yeah. So we got one in the
Um,
listening booth. Oh, go ahead.
You said there's one person working there?
Yes.
Okay. Since Sal asked for the person to be distracted, I think Jace will go over to them and we'll see. Ask if they have Clapton on vinyl.
God, this is hard.
Arguably the most prolific musician.
I know, but because
Of
of
all
you, I
time.
just want to say no.
Okay.
That's fair.
I'm being honest, okay?
I say
Sure,
this
yeah,
as someone
I
who
mean-
was. I say this as someone who was raised on Clapton. Fair.
Yeah. Brat behavior, but fine.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. I hate this fucking family. God damn it. Without looking, walks over, pulls out a vinyl, hands it to you. Doesn't say anything.
No. Wasn't this one. I think it was blue.
Goes back over, actually looks up from what he's doing and starts rifling through, pulls out I'm gonna say somewhere upwards of a dozen different vinyls, whether or not the artist that you asked for, but they're all blue.
Yeah. I
This is
think
just
it had
past
birds
Jace.
on it.
Oh my god. Okay, come on, and we'll walk with you over to
Cool.
the section on the wall.
All right.
Ash,
While
what are you up
he's-
to? Yeah.
So while the guy is looking for Jace's record, I'm gonna say, "Hey, thanks for helping my friend. Just this seemed like an interesting place, but it just seems like it's you and the health spa next door. How are things going with that kind of business?"
That fucking place. They are not a fan of me. But you know what?
Yeah.
Everybody who ends up over there ends up over here, and that means I get business, so I guess I can't complain too much.
Yeah, what did they do to you? Like, I mean, aside from build right next to you.
They just, yep, wanted to put this spot right next door, and every time that I'm playing music, even a little bit too loud, I get all these complaint letters. They used to call the cops on me, but the cops don't give a damn anymore because they know that there's no reason to come out this far. So,
Wow, that sucks. Yeah, we heard a lot of music coming from here on our way over. Is there like a band here?
nope, just me. Got a lot of different equipment I gotta test out, so.
Cool. Have you noticed anything weird with the place next door?
I mean, aside from the fact that it is all, you know, health gurus sitting around humming together, maybe clapping every once in a while, doing a little bit of dancing. There's a guy who comes in here, he really likes to dance. Talks about how that's, you know, super.
Elio, Moonfather.
Moonfather.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah, you know Elio. He seems like a pretty rad guy. A little weird, but pretty rad.
Mhm.
While this conversation is happening, Sally and Sela, go ahead and roll me an investigate roll.
All right. This is with reason.
Yes, I'll do reason for both of you. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Oh, 10.
Okay.
Also 10.
Nice. Both of y'all absolute hits. Sally, as you are walking around, you notice kind of a pile of just like what looks to be just like scraps of equipment, things that people aren't really looking for anymore. it says there's a sign above it that just says 50 cents each. You're kind of digging through, rifling through, and for whatever reason, you are drawn toward a tuning fork. And whenever you tap it, it kind of feels like there's something like clawing at your eardrums. It's an awful sound because one of the prongs is bent sideways, so it does not come across as a good sound. Your official clue is a tuning fork, one prong bent. Feels like needles in your ears when struck. I will copy and paste that into the chat for y'all.
Funnily enough, that's the weirdest clue Sal's gotten this entire game so far.
Look, you made it.
I'm finally in the club.
Finally in the club. Sela, you hold on, let me get my things in order so that I don't give y'all so I don't end up giving y'all the same clues over and over. You are in this music booth listening to Zeppelin, and you notice there's like this little sort of half ledge table for you to be able to set your stuff down. You notice kind of on there's a stack of temporary tattoos just there, and you kind of sift through them and you're looking through, and one particular one catches your eye, of a moon with 3 stars, lines extending from each point. That is the official clue, is a tattoo. So I will drop that into the chat as well. My 2 friends talking to Tweeter D of Tweeter D's hi-fi fame. Are you intentionally trying to get to an investigate roll, or are you just trying to distract? What is your plan?
I'm trying to get to an investigate roll.
Okay.
I don't know that Jace is ever trying to get to an investigate roll, but I'll happily roll it.
Since you're both talking to him, I'll say that you could both go ahead and roll me investigate. For y'all's though, roll me with presence instead of reason.
Got a 7.
Jace rolled a 12.
Whoa!
Wow.
Okay, hold on. Clue with a complication and a clue. I can either give you one clue without a complication, or the clue plus the complication. But I can, like, since Jace rolled a 12 plus, it can just be the one clue, and Ash, you don't have to have a complication, but then you can't find a separate clue. Or do you want to try to go for your own clue? What's your plan? I don't know if that was very clear. If I need to reword that, let me
No,
know.
I got you. I got
Okay.
you. I got you. We'll go for the clue, no complication.
Okay.
Please. We've
You
had enough
two-
complications.
Yes. Quite a
You
few.
two are sitting and talking with Tweeter D of Tweeter D's hi-fi fame. And you notice he's kind of wringing his hands as he's talking to you, as people often do when they're getting agitated. And his sleeve starts to ride up a little bit, and you see that he's got some kind of looks like a recently sutured wound there, kind of on the back side of his wrist. And what looks interesting about it, and trigger warning if talking about sutures bothers you, this one's a little weird. But it looks like, it's my favorite clue. I think it's so fucking fascinating. Woven in within the suture are prayer beads. That is your official clue, is a suture rune with prayer beads woven in.
I'm gonna ask. I know you said that the folks next door are like weird and like sit in a healing circle and all that jazz, but like, do you like go over there for anything, or like, it seems like maybe they're onto something? There may
God,
be
no.
something over there.
I avoid that place as much as I can, honestly. Elio is the one that I talk to the most, which, if you guys happen to see him and he's going to go over and he pulls out a tote bag that's got 3 or 4 records in it and holds it out. Would you get these to him? He asked me for them the other day, but he hasn't come back to get them yet, so I want to make sure that he gets what he paid for.
Oh man, he would have loved these.
Nope. Yep. We'll totally take these to him. Thank you for that.
Did he leave the resort or
Not yet, but we can take it by his room.
I guess in a way, maybe.
We can.
I guess in a way.
You guess
And
in
I'm
a way
just gonna
what?
look at
Why?
Look, we don't know. He just didn't show up to one of the treatments yesterday, so we don't know. Jace, can you hold this? And I'm just gonna hand Jace the bag.
Yeah, of course. I take them with the hand that doesn't have the gun in the cup.
Thank God.
Above table, I'm just like a gun in a cup, and I'm just like, is that like something you could possibly do in one of these 50 states? I think that it might be.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Yeah. We're
Probably.
all thinking a very specific one too.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask him, hey, has anybody ever told you look like Jerry Garcia?
Jerry Garcia? No. Why?
I don't know, you just kind of like bear a striking resemblance to Jerry Garcia. Just didn't know.
I mean, I guess I'll take the compliment.
I don't know. Just thought I'd bring it up. Speaking of which, speaking of like speaking of weird segues, also, do you have any and then I'm just gonna think of the song that we heard. Hey, do you have any new REM? Like do you have the Shiny Happy People, the one that was that single?
Yeah, sure. Gets up, goes over, takes him a second to find it, but pulls a vinyl, gets it for you.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna look over at Jason and be like, you saw the thing in his hand, right?
Yeah, that was weird.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna pull out and be like,
I could ask him about it.
I don't know how he's gonna take that.
Jason will shrug and turn around and call out and say, hey, what happened to your wrist?
God damn it.
As he is reaching for this, kind of stops, looks at the wrist that he's grabbing with, obviously nothing wrong with it, stops and looks at the other one. Oh, this is actually some weird thing from one of the guys staying at that resort. Walks back over, hands you the vinyl. Yeah, this guy, some kind of a doctor. Dr. Laguna, I think is his name. He's like an experimental doctor. I don't know, my cat scratched me and it was pretty gnarly, and that's the closest thing to a hospital I can get to in about 10 minutes. And so I asked if they had anybody there who could suture me up, and they said they had a doctor, and he said these prayer beads would help out, and I don't know, it's healing pretty okay.
Thanks, the American healthcare system.
Wild.
Anyways.
Is there anything else I can get for you guys? I know your friends are kind of wandering around and listening to stuff, so.
No, I just really wanted this single. It seems to have a special, relationship with the joint. Yeah, that's interesting.
Hey, man, you mentioned equipment. Do you make tapes?
We can, yeah.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever made a tape out of?
Like a working tape?
Yeah.
I mean, I made a cake that looked like a tape one time for my niece, but
No, this would be a tape that would play music, but like maybe it wasn't made out of tape.
I can't say I've experimented with much. Why are you asking? Did you find a cool one?
I will. Jace just goes and looks at Ash. Did we find a cool one?
Yeah, I'm just gonna look back at Jason and be like, I don't know, you already asked the guy about the prayer we sewn into his wrist. Maybe I just go for it. Yeah, we found a weird tape.
Oh.
I think it's made out of animal parts.
Or human parts.
Well, technically, I guess we're
I'm sorry, what?
humans are animals. And I'm gonna like pull the plastic bag out of my bag.
So technically, taking something out of your bag is not a risky move. But what you are essentially doing is pulling a bag of human intestines out of your bag and presenting it to a stranger.
You know what?
Yeah.
That's a bad idea. That's a really bad idea.
That
It's a really
it's
bad
gonna
idea.
go okay.
You know, now that you say it like that,
We rewound the tape. We put our pinky in the. I put my pinky in the thing. I rewound it.
I'm just gonna be like, so we found a weird tape, and it was. I'm pretty sure it was made out of like animal parts, but it seemed to function, and it played REM.
Do you have the tape with you?
I don't. It seemed fragile.
Okay. Well, I'll add animal parts to the list of things that can play music, I guess.
I mean, maybe don't.
What else is on there?
Of the list of things that can play music,
Yeah, you said you had a list.
just the basics that tapes are made out of. I've never tried to. I mean, if you made out of, do you think you could play music off of a hot dog?
This is completely above board. Probably because you can if electricity passes through it. But sorry, that's my brain.
I think you could play music off of anything if you believe in yourself.
That's such a great attitude, Jace.
Hell yeah, man. I love that. While this conversation is happening, I want to check in with Sally and Sela. Are y'all doing anything as this conversation is happening after you found your clues?
I mean, is there like a back room to this record store? You know, places where the office is, or like the pantry or whatever.
Yeah, there's certainly a sign that says employees only that's on a door.
I'm going in.
Go ahead and roll me. Are you trying to be sneaky about it?
Yes, I am using the distraction that the others are given to Tweedledee to. Who?
Roll vitality. What are you afraid will happen if you fail?
In this situation, I guess wait, this is Dayface. I guess I'll get caught by Tweedledee and get all of us thrown out of the record shop.
Okay, go ahead and roll vitality.
Oh, 9. No, that is with a complication.
Yeah, success with the complication. You open the door, you kind of poke your head around, and the door snaps shut behind you and latches and locks behind you. And you are now locked in this small closet space.
Oh god. Wait, so this backplate is just a closet space? It's not like the office? Or
do you want to turn the light on?
Well, that sounds very ominous. Yes, I'll turn the lights on.
You turn the light on. It's essentially one of those closets where it's kind of just like there's a built-in desk, there's a chair there to sit and kind of sift through like bills and things like that. It's not by any means an extensive office space. This is a one-man run shop. This is a one-person office.
All right, yeah, I am gonna look through. It's like there's like those file cabinets, like see if there's any notes, like pull the drawers out, anything out of the ordinary, or any sort of like papers that have like information, like paper trails. If it is a cult, sometimes maybe they need to buy equipment or
Uh, fair
items.
enough. Before we get to that roll, Sela, what are you up to?
So she kind of rifled through these temporary tattoos and found this one um uh I guess above table, this symbol, did that happen to be anywhere in that sketch, the Where's Waldo sketch with the aliens?
Not that you noticed.
Okay. Um yeah, like there's something about this tattoo is intriguing to Ciela. So they're gonna snap it up, and take the already forgot Def Leppard, Leonard Skinner. What
Led
was it?
Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin. Okay, I would have got there eventually.
You were on a track.
uh the Led Zeppelin record, like slide it back in its sleeve and exit the booth and head over toward Jace and Ash.
Okay. So the three of you are reunited. I still have a handful of chaos points from previous games that I have not yet used.
I don't know why you bring that up.
Oh no.
No reason. Don't worry about it. The three of you are gathered, noticeably short one Sally. Are the three of you doing anything?
So wait, what happened to Sally?
I don't know. I thought she was with you.
She said to cause a distraction, so I did.
I was like over
Oh,
at the
God.
listening booth.
How far have y'all walked away from Tweedledee? I just
I mean-
need
I feel
clarification.
like that's a
I think that I had one more question for him, so I'm probably still keeping him engaged.
Okay. Jace,
So
are
he's
you
in the conversation.
so
Yeah,
he's like part of our huddle
Yeah.
now.
just
Okay.
who
But-
the hell is Sally? Are you talking about your friend?
Yeah, Sal. I mean, we all came in together.
Yeah.
Right. You noticed.
So where did they go? Why were you causing a distraction?
Honestly, she could be anywhere. She's a bit of a detective.
God damn it.
She's just like a little nosy. That's all. Like, aren't we all curious about all kinds of things?
Well, what would you need to sleuth around about here?
Hey, so not a lot. We're just we just wanted to check the joint out because you're the only other place around for miles. The place next door is kind of creeping us out, and we're just kind of like on edge with
Just
everything
like
going
a
on.
little brief reprieve from the
Yeah.
atmosphere of the spa, and like maybe we could find some souvenirs, some musical souvenirs for our friends
Tweedledee,
once we go,
Tweedledee
back.
is slowly walking back toward a door with a sign that says employees only on it. Yeah, just I'm just gonna
Oh, hey, can you like show me where the restroom is? And I'm like not really good with directions at all, so like can you just walk along with me?
no bathrooms here. No bathrooms here. Sorry. I just gotta step in here for a second, and Tweedledee is going to open the door. Sally, you have half a second to do something.
I am going to immediately put myself inside on the seat in front of the office and pretend that I am supposed to be there and I'm waiting for him.
Tweedledee opens the door and looks. The hell are you
Ah,
doing in here?
yeah, I'm here for the interview. Right, I called you yesterday. I told you, right? Who I am, what I do.
I am going to need a presence roll. What are you afraid of will happen if you fail this?
I mean, who?
He's not the only one that Jace isn't the only person who carries around a gun and a styrofoam cup in this joint.
I was gonna say, logically, the biggest fear in this moment is that Jace pulls out the gun.
Yeah, honestly, it's not Tweedledee I'm scared of. It's Jace.
Yeah.
Worried that he'll overreact, but I guess like for a more realistic one is that instead of
Jace
just
can be
kicking
your fear.
all the cops. Oh,
Jace,
can it?
Jace can be your fear if that's what you're afraid of.
Okay, yeah, like in the back of Sally's head is like, Jace, please, I'll handle this. Don't do anything stupid. And yeah, that's Sal's fear.
Go ahead and
Jace
roll
is Sal's
presence.
sleep paralysis demon.
6, 8. Okay, so that's 8, but I don't want to play around with this. I'm gonna spend another key
Okay.
in order to succeed in this.
Which memory would you like to narrate?
I am going to pick. Ooh, this is interesting. You know what, I'll pick the a flashback to when you felt genuine happiness as a child.
Okay.
I'll say that memory is probably the one that Sal's parents are usually not there, don't really just leaves her to her own device, like you can take care of yourself, that kind of deal. So one day for her birthday, her parents actually made the effort. Like, it was a surprise party. She's used to not celebrating her birthday with her parents, so she doesn't really even acknowledge her birthday for the most part. But for that one day, her parents decided to surprise her with a birthday party. And it's just the three of them inside their house with a small cake and candles. And it was just like a nice moment where Sal, like, maybe my parents do love me. And so, yeah, the first time that she's had a birthday celebration with her parents, they bought her some presents, a Nancy Drew book, and she finished that book in a day.
A moment of happiness for Sal. That bumps you to a 10 plus.
Yes.
So no complications. You say I called you yesterday, and Tweedledee stops.
I gaslight the shit out of him.
Sorry, I thought that wasn't until tomorrow. Is there
don't worry about it.
any way that we could reschedule? You've kind of caught me at a weird time.
Oh, I would just, in that case, can we just have it to be a 1 or 2 questions? I won't take up too much of your time. No more than 5 minutes.
Sure. Yeah. Remind me, were you interviewing me or was I interviewing you?
Oh, I'm interviewing you.
Oh, right. Yeah, of course, of course. Go ahead. What questions do you have?
So, as I said in our call yesterday, I am Sal Sang. I am a podcaster for this podcast called Sal. Oh, I forgot the name of my podcast I made up on the spot. Sal's Spooky Stories. Yes,
There it is.
of Sal's Spooky Stories, where I go around investigating various locations and attempt to confirm or debunk the supernatural elements of it. And I've heard tales about this resort that you are just opposite of. So I would like to have your take about this place, what it's like, what are the secret skeletons they have in your closet.
Tweedledee goes in about less so about any secret skeletons and more so about how he hates that they purchased the land right across from him, that they are the absolute worst neighbors to have, but everybody who attends is always very kind and very pleasant. Everyone always makes sure to stop by, talks about Elio and how he enjoys Elio coming to visit, to dance in the shop, listening to music, things like that.
Not giving anything up, I see. So, and I'll just like after he says, that's interesting. I'm mostly asking because over the couple of months that I've been researching into the place, I've heard stories about potential cultist activities that occurs within its walls. And since you seem to have a bit of an animosity towards this place, I was wondering if you've come across such dirt on the establishment.
Not of any cults. I mean, honestly, Elio's the closest you're gonna get to a cult leader in that place. He's kind of a strange guy, but harmless really once you get to know him.
I just double check. Elio is not. He's not the manager, right? Elio's
No, Elio is Moonfather Saturn. Moonfather Saturn. He is
Oh.
a Rings of Heaven leader.
Oh, okay. Oh, so Elio is like his real name, or Elio
Yes.
Moonfather. Okay.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. Sal will keep her disappointment hidden from her face and goes, "Thank you. I'll call you again for our rescheduling for a more in-depth interview. Thank you for your time," and shake his hand and then
Sure. Yeah. You see Sal leave this office, where she definitely was not supposed to be, looking far more in control of the situation than Tweedledee is at the moment.
All right, I'll just grow out the address, like a bit further away from Tweedledee, and goes, "Y'all find anything?"
I mean, he's got some prayer beads sewn into his wrist.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I think that he's got a connection whether he wants it or not.
So, do y'all have anything else you want to look for here, or should we leave before he gets more suspicious? I just look behind me for a bit.
I think we should probably.
How much time passed between that?
In general, whatever you do next will be happening in the night phase.
No, I mean while Sal was talking to Tweedledee. How much time did they take talking and having that conversation?
Probably about 5-6 minutes. Not very long.
So I think while that conversation was going on, Ciela kind of drifts behind the counter and just checks out what's back there. Papers on top, or is there a cubby? What's over there?
It's mostly leftover snacks. It's not a very clean kept place. There's a couple of records that are just sitting kind of back behind. You see some scraps of paper. There seems to be a list of there's a name, and then on the opposite side on the same page there's a record. It looks like maybe that's a list of requests that people are making. You see Elio's name on there once or twice because he seems to frequent this place. But nothing of real consequence over there.
So nothing that connects Tweedledee to the cult or any of the weird goings on.
Nothing that you're seeing.
Okay. Cool. Then she's gonna slip out from behind the counter as Sal and Tweedledee exit that little office.
You all are gathered in Tweedledee's shop. Anything else before you head back to the resort?
I think just as we're walking out, I'm gonna ask Jason, be like, so what does Elio Moonfather order from the record store?
I don't think anything anymore.
I mean, I I meant in the bag, Jace.
Oh, okay. I'll check the bag.
What's in the bag, Will?
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Enya.
Of course. Classic.
Yeah. Jace looks at Ash and says, "You're not gonna believe this."
Anything else that y'all are doing?
By
In
the
this
end of this game,
moment.
Enya's gonna be a cultist as well, with how
Oh my
often
God.
she shows up.
Well, I now
She's
have
the
my
big bad.
theory.
Well, I think that is a great time and a great segue into the theorizing phase. So, as we had discussed off screen, but for everybody else who's watching, this is the time where things become, they kind of freewheel into a open conversation. Latchkeys are given space to come up with a theory using as many clues as possible that they have found. Latchkeys, all of the clues that you have found are in the chats, including the additional 3 that you found today. You're at 10 clues total, which means that if you use every single clue, you'd be rolling with a +4 for the first question. If you want to answer the second question, that would be rolling with a +2. So either way, you're rolling with a benefit. I'm going to set a 10-minute timer on my phone. So you'll have 10 minutes to try and come up with a solution to this. Whatever you decide the solution is, the dice will tell us if your solution is correct or not. It is entirely up to you. Are there any questions from the latchkeys before we get started on this?
The discussion is in character or above table.
Both and. I enjoyed if it's in character, but if it is easier for y'all above table, then that is okay too.
All right. Okay. Oh, I don't even know what to do. These clues, they're so disparate.
For the purposes of the chat, I will read off the clues once again so that you can see what our latchkeys are working with. A journal where "collar me, don't collar me" is written over and over again. Teeth marked redstone. A tape made of human intestine that plays "Shiny Happy People" by REM. A primitive animal trap primed. A Sony Walkman. When you pop it open, there's a small, still beating heart inside. A half a blood orange infused with actual blood. A sketch of an unpublished Where's Waldo scene, aliens at a rave. A tuning fork, one prong bent, that feels like needles in your ears when struck. A tattoo of a moon with 3 stars, lines extending from each point. And a suture wound with prayer beads woven in. So latchkeys, I will give you 10 minutes on the clock to try and figure this out. Go ahead and get started.
Did we try to listen to the Walkman?
The heart?
With the heart in it?
Yeah.
No,
I
you
don't
didn't.
believe you guys did.
Okay. Well, that feels like a thing that we could try because the intestine tape played REM. So
Yeah.
That's true.
Do you guys go and listen to it?
Yeah, while we're walking out, I'll take it out of my bag and press play.
It plays "Every Breath You Take" by The Police.
dang.
Okay, so
Okay, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
I have a theory. And it does involve aliens.
Okay.
So, Chase, I know you say no supernatural, you don't believe in it.
No.
Clearly there's aliens in this picture.
Aliens are real. 100%.
Okay, cool. So then the second part though might not agree with what you believe, Chase, and I think that there's also werewolves. And it could be that the aliens are also werewolves, or that the werewolves are also aliens. And I think that's what the animal trap is for. And it's like some big like hunt right? Because like I used to do this with my friends sometimes. Like we would just be like, oh, let's all get together and we're gonna like pretend we know how to use like these rifles and shotguns and get all dressed up and like release some dogs into the woods and then like a hunt, right? Like that's a thing that like happens and it involves aliens and werewolves, and then body parts are like harvested to like make like these weird things that all involve music. I don't know, I can't like it's just a theory, okay?
It would explain the journal. Like maybe that's one of the werewolves. Collar me, don't collar me.
That's what I was thinking, right?
I'm having a moment, and Ash is just gonna go like this and just be like, what if this isn't like it's real, right? But what if, and I know I'm gonna sound crazy, what if we're stuck in someone's MySpace page?
So you think we're in the Matrix?
Kinda, a little bit, like, but let me.
Does that exist yet? Do we know?
Like,
Yes, yeah,
It does.
yeah. The Matrix
Yeah,
did
okay.
exist.
Yeah.
the first one, yeah.
Didn't see it.
How do we
Wasn't it?
how do we know if we're digital or not?
So I think like there's some clues that kind of point us in this direction, and just again, hear me out. So, like, the journal is the blog part of it, the micro blogging part, and it's collar me, don't collar me over and over again is just somebody writing it in their blog, putting it in a post next to for their status or something, and then the songs that we're hearing, it's the player on MySpace. It's the thing where you just go to someone's page and it automatically starts playing music, and you're just assaulted with whatever that person thinks is good. And apparently, this person thinks that REM and the Police are the pinnacles of music here. The trap is that you is the setup of the
Computer
top.
virus.
No, it's the setup of the top 10 friends, and wondering whether or not you are one of the top 10 friends and what that means. The Half Blood Orange is just another one of the, and the Where's Waldo scene is just a little icon GIF that they've plugged into it, and I think that this is just controlled by the person who is about to run this ritual.
Who's the
So
controller?
so you believe that we are all currently asleep and jacked into a person's MySpace blog?
I didn't say that. I think that we're just in it. I don't know how we're in it. I just think we're in it. Our brains are essentially just electrified potatoes. So
All right. Well, I didn't see the Matrix, but Jace will hold up the gun and he'll say, "I'm pretty sure if we die in it, we don't die in real life."
Put the
Will,
gun down.
you
Chase.
yeah, I don't want us to like figure that out.
We're not
There
going
are-
to use the gun on each other.
But I have used all of the clues.
But do we want that to be the outcome?
We're facing robot tentacle octopus now. It's full
'Cause if-
sci-fi.
If we roll well enough, that means that we are trapped in someone's MySpace page.
A reminder that you are trying to solve which person is leading the summoning.
Yes.
Don't forget that you are trying to solve that, or when and where will the summoning take place.
Yeah, I am actually leaning to it. At first, when you pitched the werewolf thing, I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. But the more I think about it and look at the clues, it actually kind of makes sense.
I like the werewolf thing. I mean, I like the
Maybe-
MySpace thing too.
maybe the devil worship is a cover or maybe a misunderstanding by the people. Maybe it, instead of it being a summoning ritual, they're trying to perform a ritual to get rid of the lycanthropic curse.
I think I think the big man is like, he's the one in charge. And so like whatever ritual is happening, it's like under his charge. That's what I think. I think he's like the head alien.
Okay,
Alien werewolves.
Maybe the alien is a bit far fetched, but I'm leaning towards the werewolf part.
There's aliens here in the picture.
Whoa. Sorry, you could accept werewolves, but aliens are weird.
Look.
Well, in order to accept werewolves are terrestrial, but in order to accept aliens, you have to open your mind and believe that there is another planet that could sustain some sort of life that
Unless they're alien werewolves, which makes sense because werewolves are connected to the moon, which is in space.
And something's going on with the center of the universe too.
If a werewolf,
I definitely think the center of the universe is where the ritual is going to take place.
I do too.
Hear me out. On Earth, werewolves are only werewolves on the full moon, but if you're on the moon, it's always full.
Well,
then it would suffocate because there's no atmosphere.
Well, maybe
there's also the lore that there are more than one type of lycanthrope or therianthrope, and they can shape change at will.
I thought we were talking about werewolves.
Werewolves are just like one kind of...
Okay, let's cycle back to the werewolf theory. We'll revisit the alien at some point, but
got about 2 minutes left.
Okay, because here's the thing. Moon tattoo makes sense to me. Also, maybe the prayer bead suture wound, maybe it wasn't from a cat. Maybe Tweedledee got bit by one of the werewolves or scratched by one of the werewolves, and the prayer beads are stopping him from turning.
Yes. And the tuning fork. Canines have very susceptible hearings. Maybe the tuning fork is used to distract it so that it can be captured.
It's like my dog whistle.
Yes.
He like holds it up.
Yes, to
Sir
lure it.
Burkington doesn't really like it, so I try not to blow it too often, but sometimes I do have to discipline him.
And that's what the primitive traps are for in case one of these lycanthropes escape, they can capture it and bring it back.
And the blood oranges are to sate their cravings.
Yes.
Okay, so if that's the case, when the big man said, "Ooh, a snack," when we just ran out, that would mean that maybe he is already a lycanthrope, so maybe he's not the leader. What if...
I thought we were talking about werewolves.
Who else is... Well, we
are.
Have to figure out who's... the werewolves are getting us to who is in charge or how
30
can
seconds
stop
left.
the ritual.
That's why I'm thinking that I think Halston's in charge of all of it.
Yes, I think the Moonfather is who he brought in to perform the ritual to cleanse the lycanthropes.
That's who I
Whoa, Moonfather! It was right in front of our faces.
Exactly. Right? But that doesn't explain the beating heart and the Walkman intestines.
Look, they have to have culture.
Yeah.
Rich in protein.
Maybe most of the lycanthrope wants to be cleansed, and that's what the Moonfather is here. But the big man is a rogue lycanthrope that relishes in being a lycanthrope, and he's the one who created all of these meat furniture, and that is what all the traps are for. He is the rogue one.
Okay. So
that's what I'm presenting.
Also, everyone knows regular tapes and CDs don't work in space, which is why you'd have to make them out of intestines and human hearts.
You gotta let the aliens go, please, Jace. I don't think it fits. That is Sal saying it. She's like,
werewolves are always werewolves on the moon.
Like Sal is just refusing to believe in aliens.
Okay,
like Scully.
somebody walk me through your theory.
Okay. All right. Okay, I guess I'll go first. Okay, so
Who do
the
we?
theory that Sal
No,
is
it's-
presenting. Oh.
No, it's unified, isn't it? It's a unified
It
theory.
has to be one
It's
person presents
one-
the theory for the group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's the unified theory.
Yes. What
Right.
theory are we?
So you're
agreeing
gonna
on?
have to include your alien throat. You gotta
No.
include alien throat.
if you're no, I'm not including alien throw. I can't make it work unless we're saying that that werewolves are actually aliens in this world.
I
Yeah.
mean, look.
Well,
at
Jace
this-
can make it work
the
if you want Jace to
tattoo.
present the
Look,
theory.
I think
Or
I
like
really think Jace should.
Their
Ghost
planet.
can present the theory.
I
The
really
only
think
clue we have
Jace
to
should.
aliens is a Where's
Jace.
Waldo. We are hinging the existence of aliens on Where's Waldo.
No,
So
no, we're not,
which-
because Moonfather said that you have to dance to prove you're not an alien. So, Jace,
That's true.
take,
Okay,
Right.
take
you know
it
what?
away, Jace.
All right.
Which question are you addressing? Which person at Converge is leading the summoning, or when and where will the Harmonies ritual take place?
Right now, I think it's which person at Converge is leading the summoning.
Okay, and who is your theory about who that is? Like, who do you think it is?
I think we all agreed Houston felt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Walk me through your theory with your clues.
Okay. All right. So, journal, collar me, don't collar me over and over again, right? So some like a werewolf would be collared sometimes because they get out of control.
Okay.
So it's probably a werewolf. Maybe it's Houston, maybe it's one of Houston's victims who's just writing this over and over again because they're freaking out. Or maybe it's Elio, the Moon Father, werewolf connection, who is trying to stop the alien werewolves. Teeth marked redstone, like a teething device, something for them to gnaw on to sate their cravings, similar to the blood infused blood orange, which they can, snack on to sate their bloodlust, to sate their cravings.
Okay.
Primitive animal trap primed in case they need to catch, or Elio needs to stop any of these werewolves from coming to their full transformation here on Earth, their full power, the way that they would possess it on the moon when they're at their peak.
Okay.
Tape made of human intestines, Sony Walkman playing the small beating heart. As we've established, tapes and CDs don't work in space, which is why you have to make them out of alternative objects. Also, werewolves probably don't have an abundance of the materials that you need to make tapes and CDs, but you know what they do have an abundance of? Human flesh, viscera. Captain. Sketch of an unpublished Where's Waldo scene. I mean, pretty self-explanatory alien werewolves. Am I right? That could also be Elio's.
Okay. Wait. Wait. Before we go on, what?
I'm surprised you have questions, but go ahead.
How did we get to aliens?
That's my question as Sal.
Elio was talking about aliens, and also a werewolf on the moon would always be a werewolf. They would only be humans when they're on the Earth, and it's not the full moon.
And we had the tattoo
The
had
tattoo, yeah, has
The
the
tattoo of the moon with
be
3
a picture of
stars.
their like world or galaxy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, you're right. Let me let you finish, and then I'll jump in with questions if I still.
Thank
have them.
you.
My bad.
Thank you.
My bad.
Someone bit or scratched Tweeter D, and the suture wound with the prayer beads woven in is to stop him from turning.
Okay.
And the tuning fork is because they have very sensitive ears. It's to ward them off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm at 6 solidly. The 2 that I'm not sold on are the Walkman and the human intestine.
Ridiculous.
Obviously, the strongest part of your argument.
Yes,
How
100%.
dare. Okay.
we wouldn't think that they would, make something to be able to hear music and stuff, and they have what they have available because that's
Yeah, you think alien werewolves don't like music?
That's like
So that's
their
a hot
version
take,
of
Kian.
It is. It's pretty presumptuous of me. You're right.
That's a
That is-
problematic take. I would go
that
so
is-
far as to say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
that's me being an issue.
It's like
the-
it's like how art can be like accessible as well as being a statement. So like this is like something it's there the two are works of art, but they also play music. So like there's like a dual thing there.
Yeah, werewolves
For
can have
entertainment.
culture. Werewolves
Right.
can have culture, Kian.
Okay.
Yeah, Kian.
So my next question. All of this points to Elio being a werewolf.
No,
Being the,
No, I think
being
it
the
was,
one that is-
Elio's
Like
the
the
one
hunter,
guy
the
who's
werewolf
not.
hunter.
Everyone else
he's the
is
one
a
try-
werewolf.
yeah, he's trying to
Yeah.
cure the lycanthropy.
Right.
And-
right.
Yes.
And that's why he's trying to figure out who's an alien, who's a human by asking them to dance, is because the werewolves are aliens, Kian.
And so they can't
We all
dance.
just heard that sentence, right?
We
we,
did.
we all just heard the sentence, Alex.
Yeah,
Kian,
it's,
I
it's,
have a
it's on the
PhD.
VOD forever. Alex
This
has
is
a
why they are
PhD.
so
I have a
obsessed with
PhD,
music,
Kian.
is because
Jeez.
they can't actually dance themselves. So they just like
Yeah.
they have like
Music
this
is the closest they
obsession
can
with
get to
something.
it.
Okay,
Right.
Sal
okay.
is slowly getting sold in.
I'm
which is why they only listen to REM and the Police.
Police, yeah. Have you
I'm
seen
Rev-
Shiny Happy People?
Why does this all point to Halston being the one doing the summoning ritual?
I just didn't like him very much.
It does seem shady.
I mean,
Like really.
Like
that
with,
motherfucker's
think our-
everywhere.
I think with this, it's like it's not the
See,
ritual
you know,
itself.
It's
It's
always
not.
like the like kind of down low ones that
Yeah.
he feels more like a guardian.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
was like, I
like
don't
a-
see him as like bad. Like he's trying to like he arranged masterminded all of this to cure people of lycanthropy, and Elio was brought in. So he's technically not
Interesting.
evil.
No,
No,
he's evil. He called the cops.
No, I think
Yeah, and he hates the record
Yes.
store.
Yeah,
I think the ritual is not to cure, but to bring them into their full power.
Yes.
Like Elio's trying to stop that.
I think Halston, I think it's pretty obvious that what Halston is trying to do is to make it be a full moon all the time, forever.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think that's pretty obvious.
okay. Summoning ritual is to summon a full moon for eternity because everybody is a werewolf except for
Not
Elio.
everybody.
Elio's not a werewolf.
Elio's not a werewolf. I also don't think that doctor that we never talked to is a werewolf because he tried to cure Tweedledee. He tried to stop Tweedledee from turning.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
Elio Moonfather Saturn is this
Yeah.
universe's Van Helsing.
yeah.
Exactly.
The cellist, probably not either, but that's really neither here nor there. Because snack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snack.
He was
Okay.
a snack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you give me one more time your argument for the music?
I don't know that I can.
All right, I'll take it from the top. So the journal that says "Collar me, don't collar."
Because right now,
It's because
I'm,
werewolves have culture, Kian.
Yeah,
I'm solidly at giving y'all a +2. It's those last two clues that I can't get to give
Look.
y'all a +4.
I'm
It's
not
like
saying-
it's like a side. Like not everything has to be like super significant, right? Like
Wait,
right.
Wait,
it's
should we
just
save some
music.
clues
Like they
for
just
like the
brought
other
something
questions?
of their culture here with them, so they could.
I don't think it's. Are the
listen to
questions like a resource? Like if we spend them on this question, we can't use them on the second one.
No, you can absolutely use them on the second
Okay.
one.
Oh, you can reuse
Okay.
it. Oh, okay. Go,
Yeah.
go wild.
Keep going.
I would argue that like so many cultures on Earth developed like systems of writing and things like that, but they didn't all use paper. They didn't all use papyrus. So it makes sense that alien werewolves on the moon would still have music, but they wouldn't necessarily make them on traditional tapes or CDs.
Can you hear anything on the moon?
Who knows? We don't know,
don't
but
know.
maybe
You'd have
alien
to
werewolves
ask the
can.
alien werewolves.
Werewolves
Also,
might have the
They
ability
have sensitive
to hear on
hearing.
the
their
Okay.
senses are so far
Okay.
beyond
like
what we
so
could
dialed
comprehend.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Neil
know,
Armstrong is how they got here.
You know how we don't, you know how we can't like imagine sound playing on, you know, these organs here. Well, there's no air on the moon. Maybe that's how the vibrations can actually carry
Yeah.
to werewolves, is that they
Yes.
smell them.
They
Yes.
smell sound.
They smell. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Synesthesia.
It is. It's werewolf synesthesia.
Werewolf synesthesia
Yeah,
is the
kid, it's-
obvious answer.
okay.
Sal
I
feels like
will-
she's losing her mind right now, but she's also very into that theory.
This is going to be a great podcast episode for Sal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I will take us to a break, and at the start of the second half is when we will roll the dice with +4 for using all 10 clues
Thank
in your
you.
theorizing, in your answering the question.
Just know that you may be offending a lot of alien werewolves if you don't give us.
I was going to say, I accepted it.
Yeah.
I accepted it.
Okay,
Good.
okay.
Good.
The
I was
alien
the
wolf
problem
community
here.
is
I
coming
was-
As
after
is
you.
right and true.
I was clearly the
Mhm,
problem. That was my bad, y'all. That was All right, y'all. We will be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. So just sit tight, pet your pets, stretch your legs, go drink some water, take your meds if it's time to do that. We'll be back in a little bit. and welcome back, everybody. So we have our theory around space werewolves, aliens, alien
I can
tropes.
call it a theory, but okay.
What would we call it?
Fact.
We have our facts then. We have our facts.
I guess the opposite of a theory or a tested theory is a law. So
Okay, we have our law.
werewolf
then.
law.
Yeah.
We have our werewolf
Space
law.
wolf.
Space wolves.
Space wolf's law.
Semantics.
Both.
Jace, would you do the honors of rolling me 2d6, just a straight roll, and you will add +4 to whatever you roll.
I would love to. All right, that is a 7
A 7.
for a total of 11.
There's
Wait,
an unwelcome
3, 4, 5,
Oh.
6, 7, 8. That is an 8 plus 4, 12.
for 12. Delightful. That is exactly what I wanted you to roll. That does mean your theory is correct. There are space wolves. There is a plan, a plot in place to do a ritual that will cause an eternal moon
Okay.
to
Don't-
empower the space wolves to do whatever it is that they want to do at all times of day or night. What do you all do with this information? Now that you are aware of what is going on, what do you all do?
I guess the first step would be to find Elio because he is an ally that can help us in this.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the first question would be, do we actually want to stop the ritual?
Well, obviously, otherwise all of the wolves will be permanent. They're turning people into intestine tapes.
I mean,
Did it
we
still
could,
have a
like,
pro
join the
space wolf
wolves.
agenda? Or are we learning about Sila's pro space wolf agenda?
I mean, we could possibly consider joining them.
I don't wanna
No,
be a
I don't think
werewolf.
It's
so.
like a lot of silence, so I'm guessing that's a
Do you-
no.
Do you want to eat Sir Barkington?
No, so Barkington would also be Eternal Wolf. He's
I don't
I
think
don't
that's
think
how
that's
already
that works.
descended from them.
I don't think that's how that works.
Yes, it is exactly how it works. It is an established fact in this world now that this is how it works.
It's a law.
Yeah.
He's one step closer than us anyway.
You know.
No.
Don't say
know.
that while Jace is holding a gun, please.
Oh no. Old Yeller. Wait, what? No, we move on. So we find Elio. Wait, that clue that we wrote is just for the first question, or we haven't answered. We don't know when and where the ritual's happening yet.
No, not yet. Right now, the opportunity that you can pursue is stopping Halston. If you want to jump directly to stopping the ritual, then you would have to go into your 10-minute conversation.
Yeah,
reason
but-
that
So we
all-
only have to answer the second question if we fail at stopping Halston.
You can answer the second question even if you succeed at stopping Halston,
Oh, okay.
because
but if
perhaps
we
the
take-
ritual continues in some way.
But if we get Halston, we can interrogate him for more information.
Yeah,
We
or
could
hopefully just stop it
just
altogether.
stop him from.
Yeah.
I could just
doing
shoot him.
Yes, he might have
Okay.
underlings, like the
Let's
big
let-
guy could perform the ritual without him.
I think
You know
using
what?
the gun should be our last resort.
I don't know. I think Jace is onto something.
Let's not shoot
We don't
Willie.
actually know for sure that getting rid of Houston will stop the ritual. So we
Yes,
should
that's why
figure
we-
that out first.
Oh
That's why
my
we
god.
captured him. We capture him first, then we use the gun to threaten him to tell us we don't shoot him. We use it to threaten.
We
We need
just
him
need to make
alive.
sure he doesn't have any like alternates,
Yes, or
right? Like
maybe
in
we
the
need-
theater, how there's always like, a
An
back.
understudy? There's an understudy wolf.
Maybe there's an understudy waiting to do the ritual in case Houston cannot.
You guys, I'm such an idiot. It was right in front of our faces. Halston Howlston.
Okay, we need to move on before you theorize anymore.
Well, I
We
thought his
find
name was
Elio.
Houston, like the way the word Houston is pronounced in
He was
New York
clearly
street.
taunting us when he
Yeah.
picked the name Howlston.
That's what I thought.
Damn.
I'm
Can't
gonna
believe it
look
took
at,
me this long to see it.
I'll look at Jason and be like, if that's
Okay,
really why he chose
Jace.
this name, I'm gonna shoot him myself.
I think it's like I'm gonna look at Sal. I think 'cause I feel like Ash is maybe also a little bloodthirsty at the moment, and I'm gonna be like, Sal, I think maybe we should try to get the gun away from Jace.
Kian, quick question.
Quick answer.
We were walking back towards the resort from the record store, right?
Yep.
Is Halston still by the entrance?
Halston is not by the entrance.
Interesting.
You were
I
about
think
to
we
just
left.
shoot him out in the open, weren't you?
No.
Just see that.
You're like, that was it. Case closed, everybody.
It's on site.
Yeah.
If I see Howlston, it's on site.
I'll just say to you, well, feel free to try to take it from him, but I think it's best if we just aim him at the correct person and reel him in.
Like I really do think though that we need to approach Houston, but at the moment I think that might not calm down Chase's ardor. Like he really
We'll get to that later. For now, we need to find Elio.
Hey,
We
Is
look
that
for
the plan,
Elio.
then, to-
I mean
yeah. Yeah, let's go find our modern day Van Helsing.
is everybody looking for Elio, or is anybody splitting up from the
I
group?
don't think Celia even met Elio, so she would be
actually.
sticking with someone who did.
Yeah, I've never met Moonfather as well. Actually, why don't the two of us go try to find House and the two of you go grab Elio? That way we can.
I don't know if we should
engage-
be.
Oh, do we really want to leave them two alone?
Yeah, but they're going for Elio. They will.
I'm right here and I am completely fine.
Jace leans over. Jace at the same. Jace is leaning over to Ash and says, "Do we really want to leave the two of them alone?"
Well, we're
Look
asking
here.
the exact same question.
Yeah. Yeah, that's. Let's just divide and conquer. You two go find Halston. We'll go find
Okay.
Moonfather, and
Meet
to
at the
play
center
at
of the universe.
Also, Jace, the gun is just like to brandish and scare.
Yes.
No, it's not.
At the moment,
What are you talking
yes.
about? That's not what guns are
There could
for.
be another time when you may have to use it, but like right now, don't.
Yeah, I'm not going to use it right now.
Okay.
I feel like he's being very literal with that. But
Yes.
so if once we get our respective people, if all else fail, we meet at the center of the universe.
yeah.
Right.
I think that should be the plan. Is that
That
we meet
sounds
at the
good.
center of the universe.
All right.
Sounds great.
All right.
Let's split up, gang.
We'll follow two over to Halston first. So you walk back in. The four of you get to the lobby. The lobby is empty. You don't see anybody. You don't see any coworkers. You don't see anybody else. Any coworkers, any employees. You don't see anybody else while you're there. Two of you are headed to go find Halston. Two of you are headed to go find Elio. The two that are going to look for Halston, where are you going?
He's the manager, right? Like just the
Yes. Right.
overall. So we're gonna go to where the office is,
Okay.
unless Stella
Yeah.
has another idea.
No, that was either that or like check around the guest room, see if he's like,
Hunkering somewhere.
around there. But the office sounds like a good start.
You two head down the hallway toward the offices. It's kind of one of those where it's just past the front desk, so that from the offices itself you can access the front desks if you need to go up there. So it's just past the front desk. There's a door on the right-hand side. The door is locked. It says office, but the door is locked. What do you do?
I don't suppose you have a picklocking kit.
I mean, we could just knock.
She just stares for a bit. And then she goes and knocks on the door.
You hear somebody like moving around and rustling, and it sounds like there's somebody back there, but nobody comes to the door. Nobody says anything to you. It just sounds like there's somebody behind the door.
Sela's gonna like cup her hand out like around and say, "Hello, Houston. Houston, we require some personal concierge treatment out here. The towels in our rooms are not as white as they should be, and we may have to leave a 3-star review on your Yelp page."
You hear a voice call through from the other side. Just a second, please. It doesn't sound like Houston. It sounds like Andy, the housekeeper that you met.
May we know where Houston is? We need to speak with him urgently.
Just give us a second. Houston's a little busy right now.
I'm afraid we must insist.
No other response.
Hello, we are customers. Are we paying? I don't know.
We are not paying.
We are customers. We require some service.
Wasn't sure if you were going to say something, Nick.
I'm just gonna say, do they like open the door?
So far, no response.
Okay, I'm gonna break the door down.
I think yes. I was about to say. I think at this point, let's try and break in.
Okay. We have moved into the night phase, so anything that you do, you will let me know what you're doing. You will say what you think is going to happen. I will explain to you how it is worse.
Okay, I am going to use my DIY stake of unknown origin to try to, like smash through the lock, I guess, put there and then boom, and then just smash through the, the keyhole so that the retracting thingamajig, I don't know what the latch, yes, the latch like just falls out.
I guess we should ask, like, what does the door look like? What is is it like a knobby door? Is it like
after that description, it fits exactly what Nick was saying.
Okay,
that description, I'm not gonna take it away.
And I'm gonna say the worst case scenario is that the moment I open this door, all of the cultists or the alien werewolves are literally there getting ready for the ritual, and we've just opened it, and then they just swarm the shit out of us, and we get torn apart.
Oh, thank you.
Hello.
And it gets worse from here?
Yeah, I was like, wait, you're right.
Yep. Worse than that, you will see at least one already transformed cultist, and you will be fighting off not just people, but also werewolves.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So go ahead and roll me vitality.
Okay, but I can roll with advantage, right? Because I used my DIY stake.
Correct. So roll 3d6, take the highest 2 numbers.
Good thing you have a stake, the weapon used for fighting werewolves.
Yeah, honestly. Hey, finally, in certain folklore, werewolves are what when werewolves die, they become vampires.
Am I rolling as well?
This is just for Sal, just because she's the one.
I rolled 6-2. The advantage gives me a 4, so 10. Just 10.
Perfect. So you are able to wedge the stake in there, pop the latch loose, push the door open. The door does come loose. Before we get into what is behind this door, let's jump over to our other two who are looking for Elio. Where are y'all headed to go and find Elio?
I'm gonna look at Jason and be like, maybe we should just try his room first.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah.
So you all head up to, I think it was the 3rd floor, is the floor where y'all were staying, where Elio was. So you head up to the 3rd floor. You get to his room, the door is shut. It seems locked. What do you do?
I'm just gonna knock and say, Mr. Moonfather Saturn, sir, we have your records from Tweedledee's.
No
We know
response.
about the space wolves, Elio. Open the door.
You it's quiet for a moment before you hear a voice at the door whispering very loudly through it. What do you mean you know? What do you know?
We know a lot. Just open the door.
We know everything.
How do I
We know
you're
about the
telling truth?
oranges. We know about the journal, the tapes, and the CD players.
You know about the intestines.
We know about the intestines.
The door opens, but the chain lock is still on, and you just see Elio. You see part of Elio's face looking through the door.
We're
What do you-
trying to stop them.
How are you going to stop them? How do you expect to stop this?
I thought that you had an idea.
I've got a gun.
Idea. Who gave you a gun?
Look, that's not important right now.
Do you remember that big cowboy?
You took a gun from the big man.
Yeah, I took it away from him.
And the door shuts. You hear the latch being undone, the locks being undone, and the door swings open. You see Elio Moonfather Saturn with pointedly one less arm on his body.
Did he do that to you?
Yes, he did this to me. What do you think he did? What do you think would have happened? You left me with that man.
I thought you were working together. Now we know that you're not, okay? And I'm just
No,
going
we're
to
not
shut the
working
door behind
together.
us.
We didn't know about the space wolves then.
You left me with him. I
Okay, we're
trusted you. You proved you weren't aliens. You danced and you left me with him.
We're sorry. We're here to make it
Maybe
up.
we can get it back.
Yeah.
How do you expect to get this back?
Maybe I can trade him his gun for it.
Or my
No,
arm?
no, we're not giving him
Maybe.
his gun back. We're not giving his gun. Look. The guy in the record store, Tweedledee, apparently, like, the doctor, like, used something to help him stop transforming into a werewolf and put his stuff back. Maybe if we find your arm, we can reattach it. I don't know, my friend, but, like, we're just trying to stop them from, like, taking over the world.
Okay.
Or we could
my
give you
arm-
someone else's arm, or like a cool robot arm
I
or
don't
something.
want anybody else's arm. I want my arm.
Do you want a cool robot arm?
No. Arm aside, what is your plan
Why
to stop
not?
them? How are you going to stop them?
Well, we know about Halston. So obvious.
Of course it's obvious. His name is Halston.
His name is Halston. That's what I'm saying.
Look, and Ash is just gonna sigh very heavily and go, look, our two friends are looking for Halston right now. We need to stop him from doing what it is that he's doing, and we're hoping that you have additional measures on how to stop him or to how to stop the ritual from happening.
I think that your friend has a very good measure. Looks at the gun. I think
Well,
that's a pretty good resource to stop him.
Okay, well, backups?
Look, all that I know is that this ritual is supposed to be happening at the center of the universe, and something I don't really understand how it's happening, and I don't know when it's happening. I think it's sometime soon, but I don't really understand how it's all going to go down.
Do you have any like cool werewolf fighting gear?
No,
Well, how are you going to stop them?
I wasn't planning on having to stop them. I was going to try and leave, and then he ate my arm in front of me.
Why are you even here?
Because it's
We're
a
just gonna
wellness
leave?
resort. It's a wellness resort. What do you think? My name is Moonfather. What do you think I was here for?
I kind of thought you were like some kind of werewolf hunting badass who was gonna.
No. Why would I?
Because your name is
Jason was-
Moonfather.
My name is
Yeah.
Moonfather because a bunch of people think that I can talk to the moon.
Can you?
No, I can't talk.
Our bad housing's a fraud. No.
Because that would still come in handy. Have you tried?
Suppose I haven't.
I'm just gonna look at Jason and be like, never meet your heroes.
He can still be the key to this.
Look, I can go and try and talk to the moon. I don't know what I would ask it, but I can go and try and talk to the moon. What are you
Just be
two
like,
going to do?
moon, go away.
No, we don't want it to go away. We just don't want it to be eternally the full moon because
Well,
that's
yeah,
what they're
like-
trying to do.
Maybe it
That's
could
what
just
they're
go
going
away
to do.
while we're shooting the space
Yeah.
wolves.
Yeah, they're trying to turn it into to an eternal full moon so that they can turn the people into space werewolves and
Yeah.
then they never like have to like they can always be space werewolves.
They're trying to create some kind of super moon, a term that I just made up.
Yes.
Do you hear the sentences that are coming out of your mouths?
I'm
Hey,
sorry.
man, you made us dance.
Yeah, from the guy who made us
To
dance
prove
on
you
our
weren't
first.
Have you ever seen an alien dance? No, you haven't.
No, but I also don't hang out with people who think I can talk to the moon.
Well, then find better friends, okay? Feels very powerful. These people think I can do this.
Hold on, damn.
Guys, this is what they want. They want us at each other's throats. We got to stay together. We got to be on the same page.
Do what? I need to know if you're going to commit murder.
If we are you gonna stop us?
I don't want to help.
Do you want your arm back or not?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pause
'Cause
this
if we
conversation.
kill the space wolves, you get your arm back.
I don't think I'm getting my arm back, okay? I've made my
You don't know
peace
that.
with
You don't know that. Oh my god, I'm sounding like Jace.
While this conversation is happening, gonna jump back over to Halston. You open this door. You can see that there's a small little hallway, and then it seems like there are offices off of these. So you don't see anybody directly in front of you, but it seems like there's rooms off of this direct hallway. We'll say that there's 4 different rooms. What do you do?
Okay, are the doors open?
No.
Left, right, check.
Are you opening the doors? Are you knocking on them? Are you there's it's that like there's glass cut out though. There's giant windows in them, but it's
Oh, the frosted glass.
Oh,
Yeah.
the
Yeah, it's-
smoky, yeah.
so you
Okay.
can't actually see into it.
I'm just gonna continue. I'm just gonna knock. Look, Houston, I already destroyed one door. I don't want to destroy any more door, but we really need to talk to you. It's very important.
One of the other doors opens up just a bit, and you see Andy, the housekeeper, stick their head out. What are you doing back here? This is really not a good time.
We would like to talk to Houston. It is very important.
What do you need to talk to Halston about? Halston isn't available.
This is such a weird. We are here to talk about the moon.
When you say that, behind you, you hear a very deep voice say, "And what about the moon?" And you turn around and you see a man filling up the entire doorway that you just came through as the big man unfolds himself. His neck is still kind of bent at a wrong angle because his head is too close to the ceiling as he looks down at the two of you smiling.
I'll just meet his eyes and put on Sal's usual like stoic face and goes, "We know what's going on here, and we want in."
Oh,
We want to join you. Yes, that's what we want to do.
I will need both of you to roll presence, and I need both of you to tell me what you think will happen if this fails.
Oh, easy. The big man eats my head.
Okay. Before you roll, don't roll yet. Sela, what's
Alright.
yours? What do you think will happen if you fail?
I think if we get incapacitated, like not eats my head, but like possibly losing a body part. Yes.
Okay. I will say worse than that. The big man is going to use both of you as bait to get the others.
Ooh, that's awful.
Okay,
All right.
okay, okay.
Okay, presents.
Presents.
That's an 8. I am not risking it. Third key is the final session. Burn through it all.
It is, yes. I don't. What do I have? Where's my? Can't find my. Here we go. Presence is a +1, so that's an 8 for me as well. So I'm going to use a key too.
Okay. So we'll start with you, Sally. What key are you going to narrate?
I'm going to narrate a flashback showing how you were an outsider among your school peers.
Okay, go ahead.
And this is a memory from like early in the school days. Like Sal already sort of like has a reputation of being a bit of an oddball among the class, and this is early enough that she is still trying to make an effort to befriend the people around her. And so she would, at one point, there was like a teachers day, where the parents teachers conference they came, and then she spotted a couple, and she's very good at cold reading people, and so she thought that, hey, if I can figure out something that that is troubling the family, maybe they will become my friend. And so she just she noticed one of the families and realized, just from looking at them and just picking up details here and there, that one of the parent is cheating. And so she went to the kid of that, which is her classmate, and told them, hey, your parents cheating, you should do something about it, maybe it can fix their relationship. It's like her way of thinking, like, maybe if I help them with this thing that their family is having a trouble with, maybe they will like me more. But obviously it just made her seem weirder and ruin her reputation in the class, and it just sort of like cements her further as an outsider, as like the rumors spread saying that she's like always like talking bad things about her classmates and things like that.
This very tragic memory of Sally bringing on this kid's parents' divorce,
Yeah.
ruining this poor kid's childhood. Fair enough, the key is turned. And Sela, what about you? Which one are you going to narrate?
I think I'm going to narrate a flashback showing your latchkey kid routine whenever you got home from school. And I think she comes in wearing her cheerleader uniform because they have practice after school. And uh like the house like feels like quiet and empty, and she knows her parents aren't there. They often stay late at work and they're usually not around, so she always grabs like a snack. And her snack is like she opens the cabinet and there's like normal snacks like potato chips and like some kind of sugary cereal. um and she like passes by all of that and like picks up like one of those like powdered packets of like protein sort of thing, and like pours it into a bottle of the water and like shakes it up and drinks that down and like gives like one last longing look at those real snacks before she goes upstairs, tossing her bag aside. She doesn't even open it to see like what her homework is or whatever. She just goes straight over to her closet and she opens up her closet, and there's like um her closet is like stuffed full of clothes, but there's like at least three other like carbon copy cheerleader uniforms. And then she has a closet like share in Clueless, where it's like all categorized and that they're all outfits. It's not like she just has like shirts hanging and like pants. They're all like put together as outfits. And she's kind of like hums. She has like headphones on and is humming to the music as she scrolls, like as she pushes through the hangers and like chooses like an outfit, like holds it up. and chooses like an outfit for the next day, and then she like flops on her bed. And what year was this again?
This takes place around 2004, right now.
Okay, so there are like cell phones, just not smartphones. So she has like a little flip phone, and like she scrolls through her messages, and it's like it's very mundane. Like there's not really anything special about this routine, but it was a routine that she had, and it was a routine that she liked, and it was kind of something. It was full of all the things that she liked about her life at that time.
Kind of gives this sense of peace, of control, as far as this is the routine that she picked for herself, and so she's able to maintain some
Mhm.
normalcy despite any outside forces. Both of you have used a key that brings both of you up to a 10 plus, which is a full success in this game. You tell the big man that you want to join and become part of this ritual. And the big man says, and looks over at Andy, who still has their head poked through and is looking frantically between the two of you and the big man. And he smiles and says, well then, welcome. And nods to Andy, and Andy opens the door, and you can hear snarling behind Andy as something is happening there off screen that you cannot see, but it sounds very animalistic. Before we continue down this hallway, I will jump back to the other two with Elio. Elio's not convinced that he's going to get his arm back.
Well, you're definitely not going to get it back if you stay in your room and don't do anything.
Okay, look, all right.
What do you have to lose?
My other arm!
I was about to say.
I mean, would it be that different?
Yeah. Having one is still pretty significant.
Look,
Okay,
I
look.
think
What do you need me to do?
Probably talk to the moon, I guess.
yeah, we just need you to help us stop this whole thing. Like we need additional people to make sure that this, everybody who's not on Team Wolf right now needs to be together.
It's really all hand on deck right now.
God damn it.
I'm so sorry.
Even my cat
Elio
just went. My cat just went.
Elio looks at you just, oh, is it Jace? Is it all hand on deck? Is it?
I was trying to be mindful of the fact that you
Got it.
You know.
Thank you. I will go and talk to the moon. I don't know how that's going to help this.
That's all we're asking.
Just give it a shot. Just maybe tell it whenever the wolves do their little thing or whatever, say, nah, bro.
Okay.
All we're asking is for you to commune with the moon.
Okay.
Commune, if you will.
Oh my god.
You're losing him so fast, William.
Be like, quick, before he says something else, to just go.
Elio will open his door and look back at both of you, not convinced, but will head out to go and try and commune. As he has been ordered.
Communication is key.
Communication. What are the two of you doing?
I'm just gonna look back at Jason and be like, okay, so we don't have much of a shot with Moon Father. I said with Moon Father.
Okay.
Do you think that maybe we should just try and find go get the others and find Halston and maybe take him out before he gets there?
Yeah, it seems like our best plan, I think.
Okay. All right.
So we will jump back to the other two. You are in this hallway. The big man on one side of you, a now open door with something snarling and snapping in the background on the other side. What do you do?
I'm I Sal will just play along like a eager participant. Okay, maybe like not like eager, like just playing it cool and just casually looking around, taking in her surroundings, memorizing where they were leading her, so that on the off chance that they need to make a quick getaway, she can direct them to safety out the same place.
They are nudging you toward this snapping, snarling sound. And as you are walking closer, eventually Halston comes into view, as does what would be called a wolf if it were not looking so mangy and misshapen, if you will. Um, this looks like a half transformed quasi werewolf, some sort of a mid in between space that didn't quite take the right shape in the transformation process. But Halston is standing there, and he is standing there with, oh, give me 1 second. I lost my notes. He is standing there with a person wearing very baggy jeans, Adidas shoes, hair clipped back in a ponytail, um, who's looking very cautiously at this thing, kind of holding a cautious arm extended out to it. And you can hear Houston just coaching them. They don't even have to bite you, it can just be a scratch. That's all that it takes. It's super simple. Just let it be a quick scratch and it'll all be over. As this person is very cautiously uh, extending their arm out, you approach this door, and Andy looks at the two of you and says, "Well, get in line."
I was under the impression that you're all performing a ritual to make the full moon permanent. I think I'll wait until the moon is permanent before I subject myself to this change.
The big man behind you just says, "That's not how this works."
I mean, could we just have like a few hours maybe till right before the ritual? We just maybe tie up some loose ends from our human life before we become werewolves.
Andy looks at the two of you. "Look, you're either in it or you're not. And I suggest being in it at this point." And it's very clear Andy is not threatening you. It's almost a cautionary, like, you need to be on board if you're at this point, or shit might hit the fan.
Yeah. Honestly, Sal was actually like internally cringes when Sela says that. Give us a few hours to work things out. She's like, oh no, are you trying to get us killed? And then so Sal will just go, all right. And then like as she says that, like all right, and sort of like lines up, she's thinking back to remembering the beads. So even if things go wrong, worst come to worst, it can be suppressed. Need to buy some time.
You watch. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, what happens with this other person that was there?
They slowly extend their arm out, and you can see that Halson is kind of helping them reach their arm across as this animal kind of slashes a claw out and it scratches the back of their forearm. And they wince. It looks pretty painful, it looks pretty uncomfortable. Halston looks almost proud, kind of nods, looks a little bit smug, and says, just give us a second and we'll heal that up. Looks toward Andy, and kind of it looks like Andy is the next person in line to do this. And the two of you would be after. We'll say that it's around this time, with you two getting in line, in theory, when the other two, Ash and Jace, end up back downstairs. Did you tell each other where you were headed before you split off, or did you just go?
Yeah, we said if
We said
all
we
else
were
fails,
going
we'll
to
meet.
the office to go. No, we said Well, we said that we were going to go to the office to look for Houston.
Okay, I just wasn't sure if y'all had
Yeah,
communicated.
and that if we
Is it-
needed to, we would meet up at the center of the universe.
But then,
Yeah.
yes, exactly. Yeah.
Since
so
we're also
then-
looking for Houston.
They should see the
You-
broken open door, hopefully.
yeah, pretty obvious if you're looking for the office that the office door has been broken open. Are you two just barreling in blindly after your friends? Are you going cautiously? Jason, Ash, what are you two doing?
Yeah, Kian. I'm gonna go in cautiously.
Of course.
Just guns blazing, literally.
Literally.
You come around the corner and you see the back of the big man, the frame of this overly large man that seems to fill this entire hallway with his shape, his body. He's almost having to like pop one shoulder back at an angle that it shouldn't be to be able to fit in this hallway the way that he needs to. It's going to be pretty impossible to slip past him, but you could certainly try. What do the two of you do?
I'm gonna look at Jace and say, like, you want to use the gun now?
I'm gonna distract him. You go
Cool.
find the
Okay.
others. Jason's gonna call out and is gonna say, "Hey, big guy." And then when he turns around, I'm gonna say, "Why don't you eat this?" And then I'm gonna try to shoot him in the mouth.
I would consider this a risky move.
Okay.
What do you think will happen? What are you afraid of will happen if you fail?
He will literally eat it.
You will literally eat the bullet. Okay.
Yes, he will literally eat the bullet, and it will do nothing.
Worse than that, I will say that he is
He
quick
spits
enough
it
to
back.
dodge it, and the bullet shoots past him, and you don't know what's
Okay.
back there. But
Why
it
do
could
you
end up
always
being-
ask me what I think the worst thing is gonna happen is
Because
if you are gonna make up something worse?
That's how the game works, William.
Just it feels disrespectful, to be honest.
Listen,
Like, why even ask me at that
Take
point?
that up with Jason Cordova. That's the mechanics of the game. Go ahead and roll me 2d6 with vitality. Remind me what condition
Just-
you have.
It feels like you're trying to one-up me. Noticed by the big man is the only condition that I have.
Okay, I
Oh.
am going to go ahead and say roll this at disadvantage because you are now having to face down this thing that has noticed you before. And it's
Roll with
kind
vitality, so I'm gonna roll 3d6.
of- take the lower two
Take the
and
lower
add
two.
your vitality stat.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I rolled 2 6s and a 1,
Okay.
which means that we're at 7 plus vitality is 8.
Okay.
But this could also be a really good time to use my once per session what Nintendo
This could
to get
be-
it to make it a 12 plus.
Do you want to bump this to a 12 plus?
I feel like it's only fitting because I've used this move on the big man each session.
So it makes sense.
Yeah, I think it makes sense to use it on him now.
You shoot at the big man as soon as he turns his head around, and you see that it's almost like his face itself shifts before the rest of his head has enough space to actually spin with it. So for a brief moment, you're talking to his face that has planted itself on like the back of his own head. Spins its way around. You say, "Eat the." What did you say? Why don't you eat
I
this?
said, "Why don't you eat this?"
There it is. Why don't you eat this? You shoot him, and it shoots him clean in the face. You shoot the big man's face clean off, and he starts laughing.
Oh,
Were you gonna have a quip? I didn't want to.
no, I wasn't gonna have a quip, but I was gonna be excited.
I'm sorry. I don't want to steal that from you.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
The big man starts to laugh. The good
What's
news
important is that you're having a good time, Kian. Oh, the only thing that matters to
You
me
know
in this
what?
game is that you're having a good time.
Thank you, William. Then you can see yourself out because I'm having a great time. He starts to laugh as you literally shoot his face off. You can still hear him laughing. Where his face would be, his jaw is now kind of hanging off of its hinge, kind of stuck in that laughing expression, and the bullet kind of angled upward so that most of his face seems pretty disfigured now at this time. But he laughs at you and says, what exactly did you think that was going to do?
What a weird question. It's a bullet.
Is this Jace or is this William?
Both, but it's Jason.
The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Both.
Now give me back my friend's arm.
Your friend's arm.
Yeah.
That more than being shot in the face catches the big man off guard. While this is happening, Ash, what are you doing?
I am taking a running, going straight for the big man to try and like slip in some kind of a gap through the door while he's distracted.
I would say this is also a risky move. Go ahead and roll me vitality, and before you do that, tell me what you are afraid will happen.
I'm afraid that he's gonna block the door, so I can't get in.
Worse than that, the big man will step on you.
Love that.
Like a little
usually
bug.
not my type, but okay.
Go ahead and roll me vitality.
Okay.
Do you have any conditions that could be detracting from this?
No.
Okay.
So that's a 4 and a 6, and I have
Nice.
0 in vitality, so a 10.
10. That is a full success. You are able to just do one of those run and slides through. As we established in the very first episode, the big man always skips leg day, so it's actually pretty easy for you to find a spot to be able to sneak past
I'm
his
just gonna
legs.
squeeze through and go like chicken legs.
Absolutely. You slide through. His face has already been switched to one side and completely destroyed, so he's not able to spin it back around to look at you. Sela and Sally, you are standing and watching Andy approach this feral, dog-like werewolf creature. When behind you slides in Ash, you hear the big man and Jace having some kind of a conversation. What are the two of you doing?
Okay, so we do notice them shooting at Big Man.
Yes,
This
kind of
whole-
hard to ignore the sound of a gun
Yes.
in this very closed off space.
It
Honestly,
makes sense.
everybody take the condition ringing in your ears because shooting a gun in a small hallway is a little brutal.
All right.
How many werewolves are there right now?
Transformed 1.
Yeah.
Houston is in
Okay.
the room. Somebody else has just been scratched. Andy is about to get bitten or scratched.
Okay.
Okay. How is Houston reacting to this turn of event?
Houston was guiding Andy over, hears the gun go off, looks, but is kind of in that space of just trusting the big man to take care of it, it seems. Is not moving away. Is like, definitely attention is distracted now, is split between that and whatever is happening in front of him, but
Okay.
he's not moving that direction.
All right, with that distraction, I'm going to charge forward and tackle him to the ground, angled away from the malformed werewolf so I don't, get torn apart. Okay.
Okay. Before we roll for that, Sela, what are you doing?
Sela is taking out the dog whistle. I'm gonna blow that.
Okay. I would say that Sally, what you're doing is a risky action. So go ahead and what do you think will happen if you fail?
That Houston is strong enough that he'll just shove me into the werewolf and I, get bitten.
Fair enough. Worse than that, I'm gonna say that the distraction, the werewolf will actually lunge towards Sela
Oh.
if you fail.
All right.
Um,
and I have the condition marked by Houston.
Okay, so roll with disadvantage. So roll 3d6, take the lower of the two numbers, and roll vitality.
All right. Oh no, vitality. Oh god. Haha. I rolled a 4. I am going to spend a latch key to make that a mixed success. Or
Before you do that, I want to narrate. So You go to lunge at Halston. Halston sees you coming. Either way, even if you get it to a mixed success, he's going to see you coming. Before you're able to tackle him, this werewolf creature turns and starts to lunge towards Sela. Sela, you pull out this dog whistle and you blow this dog whistle. I'm assuming as loud as you possibly can. For the sake of plot armor, we're going to say that Sir Barkington was left upstairs safely away from all of this for right now.
Okay.
As this dog immediately, this werewolf creature immediately starts to cower and kind of like whine and start to scramble a little bit backwards. The big man on the other side of all of this is starting to turn back away because this is a turn of events that he was not expecting, hearing this werewolf thing start to whine. Jace, you can see what's left of the big man's face kind of winces, and you wouldn't know this, but it is timed with when the dog whistle is getting blown. But he does seem to kind of wince and kind of twitch his ears as though something is catching his attention that you can't see yet. Halston immediately kind of moves to cover his own ears. Ash, I want to give you a chance to move as you come into the scene. What are you doing?
I'm beelining it right for Halston, and I got my trusty taser out.
Jesus Christ, I forgot I gave you I forgot you got a taser. Everybody got weapons in this game.
Yeah. Thanks, Sela.
You pull your taser out. You're running toward Halston. Go ahead and roll. Well, what do you think will happen if you fail? What are you afraid of will happen?
What am I afraid of that will happen? That then Halston knows that we're all coming for him.
Worse than that?
I'm hoping he doesn't see me yet.
Fair enough. Worse than that, you will accidentally tase Sally, who is in the middle of all of this chaos. So go ahead and roll me vitality, but roll at advantage because Sally is there with you already kind of causing a distraction. So go ahead and roll with advantage, roll vitality.
That is a 7.
Okay, mixed success. What is your intention to tase Halston right here, right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is he touching Sally?
Maybe because he's holding me. Maybe I get the feedback electrocution.
Well, there's two different ways this complication could go because Halston is also a werewolf, not transformed, but a werewolf. There's not a lot of scientific research, as far as I'm aware, of what methods are effective against werewolves when it comes to tasers.
This is a theory we are testing.
This is exactly scientific theory right here, right now.
Mm-hmm.
As
around to find out.
As you move in to tase Halston, Jace, what are you doing?
I mean, I saw the big man wince, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't wince. Okay. So I don't know why he winced. I mean, I guess with the gun out, I'd say like, why are you helping?
Are you talking to the big man?
I guess. Wow, I don't know what else to do at this moment. If nothing else, I'm keeping him distracted.
This is true. I didn't expect you to ask the big man a question. The big man, face still turned.
Well, shooting him didn't work, Kian.
Shooting him did not work.
I shot him and he laughed. So what else am I supposed to do?
As you ask this question, you can see that the big man's jaw is starting to stitch itself back together. It seems that the tendons and ligaments are starting to reach out so that they can slowly bring the jaw back up so that whenever he's talking, it actually looks like it's coming from his mouth and not just vocal cords yelling into the abyss. His smile still on his face. He just says, because that's what I do. I help people. Isn't that what you're here to do?
They're not people. They're space wolves.
Well, Jace, come on now. Everyone's a person.
Nah, man. Nah.
I'm not going to get into a theoretical debate with you about what qualifies a person as the big man.
Why? You got somewhere to be?
You're talking to a man who's 4 feet across at the shoulders. If they're not people, neither is he. And that's gonna hurt his feelings.
Wild leap. That's a wild leap in
That's
logic.
gonna hurt his feelings.
Big difference between being a wide man and a space wolf.
You're gonna make him cry, William.
Good.
No. Well, then what does make a person, Jace?
You gotta have clear eyes and a full heart. And you gotta be from planet Earth.
I can't stand you. All of these people are from Earth.
Which ones?
I can start with Halston at the very
Name all of them.
Name all of the humans you know.
Fake fan. You can't name every human you know. What a fake fan.
Oh, you like humans?
Prove it.
Name
all
every
of them.
one of them.
You like helping people? Name every people.
Name every people. As this conversation is happening. Ash, you tase Halston. You tase the fuck out of Halston. Sela, you have your dog whistle out. It seems to be distracting everybody well enough. Sally, you are not tased, I will say.
Oh, thank God.
You do not get tased in this process. There is a half second where it seems like this taser might take full effect before Halston is able to start to fight it off. What are you all doing in this half second? Jason the gunner on the other side of the big man.
I'm gonna take this moment to look around the room. Is there anything that can potentially use as a weapon? Or if there's any beads around, maybe if I wrap it around Halston's neck, it'll suppress his transformation.
You don't see any beads. As far as a weapon goes, this is an office, and anything that you swing hard enough can be a weapon. So what
Alright,
you
I'll grab
for?
A pen and I'll stab it with him.
Oof,
I'll stab at
okay.
him with it.
All right, we're stabbing Halston now. Anybody else?
None lead, like, in the shoulder, just to hurt. I'm not gonna like jab him in the throat, like.
That's good.
Oh,
Why not?
sorry. Actually,
Sal's not a murderer.
I'm so excited for what Lily is about to say.
Viola was gonna take her sharpened crystal and stab it. And this is like the one she really liked anatomy class, so she like remembers like the jugular vein, like okay, and that's what she's aiming for with this sharpened crystal, Houston's jugular.
Ash, are you doing anything or are you focused on tasering?
I did not use my advantage with the taser last time. So I could just dial it up to 11.
Go ahead.
Super taser.
So everybody roll me vitality. You don't have to tell me what goes wrong. I just want to see how quickly this happens. Everybody roll me vitality. Ash, roll with advantage.
6.
10.
Seven.
The taser dialed up to 11 really starts to burn, as I would say that gives you both enough, Sally and Sela, to stab wherever one would choose to stab Halston as he is standing there. Andy and this other person who you all don't know is the chef of the property are sprayed with blood. There's blood everywhere. Andy starts screaming. This wolf creature thing is still hissing and snarling, but trying to back away. Still hasn't really recalibrated from the sound. Jace, you hear all hell breaking loose on the other side of the big man. The big man is mid-conversation with you, seems to kind of twist his head back around, look the other way for a second, and says, well, this isn't going at all how I planned it would.
Hey,
And
hey, it's you and me. It's you and me, big guy.
My eyes are over here.
You and me. You noticed me.
I think that it's time for us to call this little game, Jace.
Or we pick a new game. Like rock, paper, scissors.
Would you like to play a different game, Jace? And as he's saying that, his mouth is slowly starting to extend farther than it should be able to, as his jaw unhinges and just keeps extending downward.
What game?
The
Do you have in
jaw
mind?
I'm just
snaps
gonna
back up.
scream. I'm just gonna scream on the other side. Say no, Jace!
The jaw snaps back closed. I didn't think you would actually say yes.
I didn't say yes. I said what game?
Outdone by the guy with the gun.
Name all the games.
We could play Jenga. We could play
Mhm.
Connect 4. The big man smiles and for the first time seems to be shrinking a little bit. Is not so big as he slowly comes down to more toward human sized, and he stands face to face with you, Jace, and says, I'll think I'll have to remember this and we'll find a game for a different time. And the big man's mouth opens again as though he is going to bite you, and then it begins to fold itself backwards as he begins to consume himself until he disappears into nothing. And Jace, you are left in a hallway.
Mission accomplished.
Blood is splattered all over this floor. Andy is still screaming. Halston is slowly bleeding out. As the four of you are left with this massacred scene that I think has... The goal was to stop Halston, and Halston is stopped. Let me tell you, the man is not moving anywhere.
I
So
believe it was Robert Oppenheimer who said every murderer was once not a murderer.
Thank you for that. I think that is an excellent place for us to pause this game, bring it to a close as we slowly pan out of this scene with the four of you standing, staring at one another, some of you covered in blood, some of you having just shot the big man in the face, and had him laugh in response, and being promised a game with him later on. As the camera pans out, slowly moves back across the desert, REM playing faintly in the distance, thank you, as we see the big man standing off in the distance, back in one piece, 4 feet across, 8 to 9 feet tall. And he laughs and smiles and kind of adjusts his hat and then turns around and starts walking farther into the desert. And I think that is where we will close Public Access Convergence.
Yay!
This has been an absolutely delightful time. Y'all have been a wonderful, wonderful cast to play with. I will hand it back over to you now. We'll go in overlay order, cast for you to plug whatever it is that you would like to plug. Say what you would like to say. Let us know who you are, where we can find you. What's up, Alex?
I just want everyone to know that we left Elio, Moonfather Saturn, still talking to the moon.
Yep.
At
Yep.
the center of the universe.
I
We didn't go
rolled.
back for that man.
No. I rolled to see if that man was actually going to go out there and talk to the moon. And he rolled yes. And he is really committed to trying to talk the moon out of this.
We just left that man there.
He's been abandoned twice, but he won't lose an arm this time. That's the important thing. But I'll hand it back over to my cast. We'll go in overlay order. Let us know who you are, where we can find you, any projects that you would like to plug. We'll start with Nick.
Hello there, I'm Nick, and I had been playing Sao Sung. And you can find me on basically every single social media platform as NickSnat1. That's with the number 1 at the end. And as for projects, currently not that many going on because year end is always extremely busy for me locally, so I can't join as much APs. But the only one I have ongoing is a Dragons of Ice Spire Peak game that I'm doing with D8 Dungeon every other Friday, where we play through Dragons of Ice Spire Peak, but we change DM every session. So a different player becomes the DM, and we just live with the chaos that ensues from that kind of rotations. And yeah, that's about it from me currently.
Wonderful, and we will send it over to Alex.
Hey, I've been Alex. Well, I am Alex. Sorry, I'm not have been. I will always be Alex. My pronouns are they, them, and you can find me most places on the internet at that one dead pixel. Let's see. I've played Ash Thompson, and they are covered in blood. Where you can find me tomorrow night, you can find me over on High Shelf Collective playing in a Morkborg one shot called The Bones of Patala, and Kian is going to be GMing that over there. I promise to bring the exact same chaotic energy that I have learned from Jace to that game. I'm going to start off the game with a little person who has only wanted their god to come back to life and may just get their wish. In addition to that, the next time you can see me is over on November 2nd over on Ballandrant's channel for Extra Life. I'm going to be playing a game on November 2nd. We're going to do Mouse Ritter. So come see me be a little mouse trying to, fight foes and do good deeds and definitely not get in trouble.
Wonderful, thank you, and we'll send it over to Lily.
Hello, I am Lily. My pronouns are she, they. I was playing Seela Hardwood today, whose pronouns were also she, they. I just want to point out that at that end scene, Seela was wearing an all white outfit. So, blood everywhere. Absolutely great statement to end on for Seela. You can see me on roleplay. Yeah. Now I've forgotten the name of the channel, but anyway, you can actually just check out my social media like I usually on Lily PHL on Instagram and Elise on Life on Twitter. I'm like totally blanking. I have had no executive functioning for like the last 3 days. So I apologize for this. I'm on podcast, Misfits of Space, which is space opera podcast. We're doing Scum and Villainy right now. And I'm also on Greetings from Stability, which is a horror anthology podcast. We use different systems. Most of them are indie. And my own podcast with 2 other people called Blurred on the Street. It's on extended hiatus right now, but there's plenty of backlist episodes where we talk about being Black women femmes in geeky spaces.
Wonderful, thank you, and we'll send it to Will.
Hello, hi. My name is Will, and I have been Jace Max with 2 X's. Both of us, he, him. You can find me all over the internet at a Willem Scream on whatever social media platform you are trying to find me on. I have a very busy week ahead of me. Tomorrow night you can catch me over at Live from the Apocalypse, which is the not-for-profit TTRPG charity channel that I co-founded. We do too many games to list them all, but this week in particular, tomorrow night you can catch me running Nephilim Tenebris, which is a gritty near-future sci-fi game. Very much in the spirit of Firefly, but without all of the Whedon problems. Then Thursday, you can catch me back here at Entropy Emporium running God Complex, the Girl by Moonlight game that I run about making mech suits out of dead gods and fighting space kaiju at the end of time. Friday night, I will be over at Exquisite Corpse Presents playing Metalliteens in the City of Tomorrow, and which is a Masks game. And then Saturday night will be the final episode over on Live from the Apocalypse of our Regency Monster Hearts game, the Season of Secrets and Shadows, which has been running for 3 seasons, I think for roughly 2 years now, and it is finally coming to a close this Saturday. And then Sunday night, we'll be recording our Masks Actual Play podcast, Academy H, also over on Live from the Apocalypse. There are also podcast episodes of Academy H out there if you want to listen to them, even though we do record it live on Twitch, and also season 2 of Cryptid Community College. Our Monster of the Week Actual Play podcast is releasing right now, and a new episode will be dropping this Sunday at noon before we record Academy H. So you can find all of that out there on the internet. That is going to be it for me.
Wonderful, thank you. And of course, my name is Kim. My pronouns are they, he. You can find me on the interwebs at uptight_chiffon, uptight-chiffon, depending where you're hanging out. Tomorrow night, as Alex said, I will be over on High Shelf Collective running Bones of Ithalo, which is a Filipino pre-colonial mythology-inspired Morkborg hack. It's going to be super rad. I'm super stoked about it. And then every other Tuesday over here for They Call Us Villains, our horror masks game. Every other Wednesday, High Shelf Collective for Beacons Arc 3, The Fall of Arethea, our Beacons of Farlight campaign. A couple other projects. Oh, every other Saturday, I am over on, I'm actually here running our Invisible Sun, Blooming in the Rot, actual play, all of those words. It's a game that I love. I get to run it. I love Invisible Sun. It's another Monica Games game, and it's a lot of fun, and it's very cool. I've got a couple other projects I can't yet talk about. Follow me on social media. That is where you'll hear about them first. If you enjoy this, keep an eye out. We will be posting the next casting call soon. Likely going to be taking this into the new year for the next round of games. But yeah, this has been an absolute delight. Thank you so much, players, for being so wonderful, running with me through all of the shenanigans. I'm going to find us somebody to raid, so definitely hang out. Let them know who sent you. Spread the love, and we will catch y'all next time. Everybody say goodbye, cast.
Bye.
Bye,
Goodbye,
cast.
cast.